Alright, welcome in. My name is Kalen, and today I'm going to be starting off a new series. I got a comment on my Arches finale that from a user named Hematite Bear. They thought I would do a good job with Glory Hounds. I have read it before, but I do agree. I think it would be a fun read instead of just reading heavy shit like Arches and then all the other things I was thinking of. So I figured I'd give it a go. Have some fun. So, without further ado, let's get into it. With Volume 1. I can't breathe. Most of my body is numb. Occasional searing jolts of pain aside. It's been numb for a while. I don't know how much longer I can keep going like this. How much longer I can keep running. Everything I do just leads to more suffering. More pain. More stairs. Come on, Spot. Pick up the pace. Betrayed by my closest ally. I can't. Too many. My legs are screaming in agony, but no one answers their call. Raven 3, what's the situation out there? Over. A voice crackles suddenly and loudly over the radio. I grip the handrail like my life depends on it. The thing I'd want is to go tumbling down these steps. Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get up again. Our adversary is en route, sir. Diamond should still be on his person. Any other hostiles on the roof? Over. Negative. However, Beast is most dangerous when cornered. I advise caution. Raven 3, I need you to say over. 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 Good. Over and out. You heard him, Spot. Just a few more floors to go. God, why'd he have to pick a skyscraper? Shouldn't places like these have elevators? I better get a raise after this. I think we're at the top now. There's a big metal door blocking our way. Stand back. The boss bars my way with an arm the size of a tree trunk. You're not seriously going to. Ah! He hisses, clutching his foot, hopping around like a madman. I put myself between him and the stairwell. I'm pretty sure they'd dock my paycheck if I let the boss fall down the stairs and break his back. That probably wasn't the smartest move. No kidding. Here, let me do it. I grab the door's handle and push forward. Huh. It isn't locked at all. The way the boss is looking at me, you'd think I just aced an exam on quantum physics. I knew I hired you for a reason. He gives me a pat on the back that knocks me against the metal door. It slams wide open, blasting us with cold air, bringing us face to face with the target. There you are, you treacherous snake! You won't get away this time! Well, well, if it isn't the Dawn Hound and his protege! A dark chuckle sounds from the other end of the rooftop. It's enough to send shivers down any man's spine. Maybe the shivers are just my vertigo getting the best of me. I press on. This uneven rooftop gravel is hell underneath my already sore feet, even with the boots on. And the cool spring air is making me regret my choice of outfit. I have to admit, I'm surprised you'd be foolish enough to follow me all the way up here. Of course, judging by your fashion sense, making bad choices seems to come rather naturally to you. Give it up, villain. You've nowhere left to run. Pretty soon the only thing you're going to be wearing is prison stripes. I'm not so sure, Mr. Hound. Because from my point of view, you seem rather cornered yourselves. Your predator about to pounce. He regards me with squinted eyes. Alright, this is the moment I've trained for. I assume the position. Shoulders straight, arms outstretched. Index finger pointed at the culprit. Just like they do it in the movies. Hand over those diamonds right now, what was your name again? The horned chameleon rubs the back of his scaly head, tilting it slightly. Are you quite serious right now? I'm bad with names, okay? I just told you 5 minutes ago. The tragic backstory, remember? The invisibility powers? Starts with a K. No, doesn't ring a bell. He growls ferociously. Camo. Huh? It's Camo, you blithering idiot! Camo! Oh. Badass. Did you come up with that one on your own? Next to me, the boss buries his face in his paws. Can we just fight, please? For the love of God, yes. You're going down, Camo. It's You know what? No. I've had just about enough of you. Rise, my minions! 5 butterflies with brightly colored wings ascend behind him, just off the building. Are those actual swords? Actual swords. Actual swords?! Airborne hostiles spotted. I thought you said there were no other hostiles! No other hostiles on roof. Do be listening, yes? Nothing we can't handle. Let's see this chameleon turn black and blue. Light flashing before my eyes, it set a new world record for zooming through the 5 stages of grief. My eyes meet the boss's right as I'm at the bargaining stage. Help! Easy, Spot. Easy? Easy! They're gonna kill us! They might seem scary, but they wouldn't know teamwork if it struck them in the face. Which we're about to do. Repeatedly. His warm gloved paw on my shoulder only does so much to soothe my nerves. So quick to judge, but you couldn't be further from the truth if you tried. See, unlike you and your precocious little pup, I take care to train and dress my employees properly. Minions! Make fur coats out of them! No! I should have looked up the pronunciation guide. Oh well. My name's Alex DeRoya. I'm 28 years old, completely and utterly single. I live in Shippersburg, the capital of Batavia, where the weather is never just right and we always find something to complain about. This is gonna sound cliche, but you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Truth is, I wonder too. Not just anyone decides to throw on some thigh-high boots and a mask to fight an overgrown lizard on top of a skyscraper. But it's my actual, honest-to-God job now. It's a long story, but long stories seem to be all the rage these days, right? It all started a while ago. Did you seriously interrupt me for a flashback? I remember it clear as day. I am very much stuck here. Black and white is not a good look on me. Issue 1, Spot of Trouble. De Haven, 1849, Friday. The last few rays of sunlight bleed through the stained glass window of this old bar. So too bleeds my nemesis. This grueling battle's lasted most of the day, but I finally have him where I need him. All it takes is one more blow. I steel myself and ready my weapon. You alright there, Alex? Do you know another word for a spiky plant with soothing juice? How many letters? 4. Probably aloe then? My strokes are quick, precise. All it takes is 4 letters and my name and address, and I'll have conquered this week's crossword magazine. I sheath my trusty weapon by putting on a cap and snack on some celebratory peanuts. They're so salty, I think I just swallowed 5 times my daily recommended sodium intake. You know, those contests are all rigged, right? Jules won a hairdryer once. The one he had to pawn off because he doesn't have any fur. He still won. Sphinx Head is sitting on the stool next to me, looks up from their phone with like a fish coming up for air. Doesn't stop them from continuing to scroll down a never-ending newsfeed of celebrity gossip and food photos. All while stirring a cup of tea with their other paw. A true master of multitasking, this one. With the owner out for a smoke, it's just the 2 of us here right now. Some would say it's pretty dead for a Friday night, but I don't mind. Sometimes the rich, bitter aroma of fresh coffee is better company than most of the regulars. Or so I like to tell myself to ease the creeping loneliness. What are you trying to get, anyway? I close the magazine and stuff it into the messenger bag sitting at my feet, kicking it under the dark, scratched wooden counter. Grand prize is a new bike. They cock an eyebrow. The stirring stops, their tea still swirling in its cup, no doubt struggling to break down the entire pot of sugar they drowned it in. Old one giving up the ghost? I nod my head solemnly, swallowing. Memories playing in my mind like a clip show episode. Sucks, man. I've had that rust bucket since high school, but I still feel a pit in my stomach just thinking about it. You said it. I just had it fixed up last month, too. There's some things that even a good oiling and lubricating can't fix. Yeah, my love life's a living proof of that. God bless its little wheels. It's been through a lot. They wipe a fake tear from their eye, popping a single peanut into their mouth. Dad says it's just at the end of its lifespan. I'd buy a new one, but money's a bit tight at the moment. More like always, but Lou doesn't need to know that. Can you borrow someone else's? What about Max's? I don't ever see him riding it. That's because he just flies everywhere. I bury my face in my paws, resting my elbows on the counter. And he doesn't let me ride it anymore. How come? I kinda almost crashed it last time I borrowed it. Actually, I did crash. Fell right into the canal, too. Damn near got hit by an underwater train when I tried to swim out. Who knew they went so fast? The door opens, and just for a sec, a crisp spring breeze grazes my fur, making it stand on end. Alex been getting you into trouble again? What else is new? Feathers tickle the back of my neck, and I feel a clawed hand on my shoulder. Well, well, if it isn't the namesake of this place. You better not be molting right now. Hey, Willie. How's the weather out there? I catch the telltale scent of cigarettes and freshly ground coffee. The rotund rooster slips between us, offering Lou the closest thing to a smile someone without pliable lips can muster. Even with just the three of us in here, his presence fills the room. Absolute shite it is. They're expecting some spring showers to come in a couple hours, so I hope you brought your raincoats. Nothing out of the ordinary for Shippersburg. Lou takes a sip of their tea. The slurping is very audible. I like it. The sun's terrible for my skin anyway. Well, I don't. All this rain lately hasn't been good for business. And with the anniversary coming up and all. Anniversary? First time I heard about that. Blimey, don't tell me you forgot about the Big 25. You didn't put up any flyers or anything. How are we supposed to know? Pardon me for thinking I built up enough of a reputation. The hen does apparently appear in some sightseeing guides. Probably the only LGBT bar that does. I've been coming here almost every week since college, so I know some of the stories. It used to be an old church building that sat abandoned for decades after the war. According to Willem, the Shippersburg City Council kept making plans for it. A recreation center, a mall, even a museum at one point. But they dragged their feet for so long that eventually they just decided on demolishing it. That's when Willem ended up buying it for dirt cheap. To say it took a lot of elbow grease to fix up is an understatement. He showed me pictures of what it was like before, and the building had more holes in it than a cheese factory. He did keep the stained glass windows. Even the church bell still works, allegedly, though I've never heard it ring. Lately, the only thing anyone's talking about is that old art gallery. And what's an art gallery got that I don't have, eh? About... They scroll down on their phone. I catch a glimpse of some old-looking paintings on their screen. 10,000 followers? Opgedokt. I've seen their ads and billboards around town. Apparently they've recently brought in a dress made entirely out of euro bills and diamonds, worth a whopping 6 million euros in total. Forget the bike. I could buy an entire biker gang with that kind of money. For one gallery? They shrug. Art's getting more popular with the young people these days. They've snagged a lot of big-name artists by the look of it. They even have a Van Hellewink. You ask me, I'd rather have a couple good regulars in a Van Hellewink or a faceless crowd of followers. Do you even have an account? The rooster brushes clawed fingers through his comb, shaking his head. For the love of God, it's 2035. Get with the times, Willie. Hell here can help you out sometime. Lou's bony elbow hits me right in the ribs. I clear my throat. So, when's the party? Next week on Saturday. You lot are welcome too, of course. He hands me an invitation printed on cheap printer paper. Lou leans on my shoulder to catch a glimpse of it too. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Why did I do like a southern... Whatever. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Need help decorating again? I'd be chuffed a bit to have you. I gotta work next Saturday. Sorry. Again? Man, they've been running you repair boys ragged lately. They take another sip. The tea must have gotten pretty cold by now. Tell me about it. I haven't had a proper day off in months. Offer still stands if you want to work reception with me. My manager already said. Hard pass. Come on, beggars can't be choosers. Coffee isn't that bad. I point at my brow piercing, then at my tongue piercing. What am I supposed to do about these? Customers would probably shriek if they saw. So you'd probably set off a few metal detectors, big deal. One of my coworkers has more tats than a cheetah has stripes. Willem strokes his waddle. Pretty sure cheetahs have spots. I'll just keep doing repairs, I guess. You don't sound too happy. I feel like it's all I'm really good at. What a load of rubbish. Willie's right. I've tried your salsa dips. Thanks. But hey, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Feels like the only times I hang out with you nowadays are office parties. We really ought to meet outside Berkmore. Right. We even had to plan to meet up today. We can catch a movie when things slow down. Good idea. There's this one I really wanted to see. I immediately feel a primordial sense of terror encroaching upon me, eating away at the very core of my being. This is another horror flick. They click their tongue. I'm not sure they'd sell you another ticket to a horror movie after you screamed the house down last time. It's all coming back to me now. The blood, the gore, the expensive popcorn I threw all over my hoodie. I can still smell the caramel. I thought it was just gonna be some romance flick. No one told me there were gonna be ghosts. Really? You passed out before the ghosts even showed up. Lou rests their chin in their hand. You're in rest easy this time. That fish ain't my mother's coming out in a few days. The really bad musical? You mean the most amazing musical? The review I read called it god-awful train wreck, direct quote. And that was the nicest thing they had to say about it. Which is exactly why we should go see it. Don't make me drag Willem along instead. Willem behind the bar recoils, nearly backing into the wine bottles. I ain't about to let you rope me into another one of your after... I ain't about to let you... Bleh. I ain't letting you rope me into another one after what you pulled last month. Excuse me? Poltergeist 3 was a work of art. You have no respect for the classics. That movie's a classic. I'm the Queen of Batavia. I suppose it's up to me to defuse this argument before the claws come out. The new Lions Brigade movie is coming out soon. Why don't we go see that? Didn't they end the franchise, 20 years ago? It's a reboot. Alex. Aren't we a little old for comic book movies? I'm 28. Hell, you're older than I am. Exactly. Face it, Al, we're dinosaurs at this point. Fossils. Remnants of a bygone age. I get the point. Give it a couple more years and you can't even put twink in your profile anymore. I roll my eyes. So what makes musicals any better? Musicals let me pretend I have at least some class. If you're a dinosaur, what's that make me, eh? Someone who can pour us another round of drinks? You want a beer, Al? It's on me. One more for this dinosaur. Some bitterballing, too. You heard the man, Willie. It's completely dark out by the time I leave. Rain's tapping away at the awning, but the downpour hasn't deterred some of the usual Friday night crowd from exploring the crown jewel of Batavia, city of the future. There's nocturnals heading to their jobs for the night, while a few brave diurnals go from bar to bar to celebrate the weekend, all underscored by the hum of the underwater trains. I can make out a few people swimming in the canals as well. Probably also out on a night on the town. The stores still seem to be open down there. Shippersburg has a relatively large aquatic population, roughly a fifth of its inhabitants. Most can't live on land full time, so a bunch of them live and work underwater, in the web of canals that run through the entire city. There's entire bustling neighborhoods down there. Stores, bars, churches, apartments, and of course, the train station Shippersburg is known for. A far cry from the quiet port town it used to be over 100 years ago. Things change quickly around here. They have to. When there's so many species with their own wants and needs living in one place, technology is constantly evolving to meet them. One company in particular has allowed this city's infrastructure to flourish. 20 years ago, Brevard Enterprises came out of nowhere and revolutionized the city, making it one of the most technologically advanced on the continent. Holograms, underwater transportation systems, recyclable breathing apparatuses. Even the town's security system is run on Brevard tech. It's nothing short of a marvel, and turned Shippersburg into a major tourist destination almost overnight. Of course, there are some oddities. The man behind the company, Raoul Brevard, has never been seen in public. He might as well be a ghost. He only communicates through spokespeople. He doesn't even have an online encyclopedia page. The rumors surrounding him have gotten to the point where some people think he doesn't exist at all. That he's made up by the higher-ups to sell some bullshit sentimental story. One man's dream and all that. On paper, though, he's technically my boss. Of course, I'm so far down the company hierarchy, I might as well be underground. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I sigh and extend a hand, twiddling my fingers to activate the holographic interface. I can't be bothered to grab it right now. A lion's face greets me, his piercing green eyes boring right into my soul. I should probably change my lock screen at some point, but it's been hard. Stefan. My stomach turns, and I quickly swipe across the screen to make him go away. Even being inebriated doesn't make it any easier to look at him. Alright, notifications. One missed call from Mom. She's been out of the country for a while, but I don't think she has the whole time zone thing figured out. I should call her back later. I'm gonna catch a cold standing out here like that. The door clicks shut behind me. I close the holographic interface like a child getting caught with his phone in class. Just waiting out the rain. You'll be waiting a while. It's gonna be pissing down all night. That sucks. God, just what I needed. Got places to be this late? Just Mr. Bruins. I have to pick up some things for lunch tomorrow. Say hello to the old bat for me. It's been quite a while since I walked in there. She asks about you all the time. Tell her I'm taken. The rooster fumbles with a soggy pack of cigarettes. Who's the lucky fella? I don't kiss and tell. You know that. How do you even do it? Easy. You tell someone they're cute, buy them a drink, and... No, not that. How do you kiss someone without any lips? You just... And then... He works his beak. Takes practice, it does. He finally manages to light a cig and take a long drag, looking at me all the while. He holds the pack out to me. Fancy one? It's very tempting right now. And yet... Nah, thanks. I've been clean for a couple weeks now. That makes one of us. Good on you. He puts the pack back in his pocket. Talk to me, Al. You sounded like you were in a rough spot. He puts emphasis on the spot part. Because of course he does. This isn't an intervention, is it? I just asked you a question. I finally relent with the loudest, most exaggerated sigh I can muster. I'm fine. I'm not. I can handle myself. Barely. You know, I always land on my feet. Even if it feels like I break my legs doing it every time. The rooster takes another drag. I don't doubt that. You've always been a right clever bloke. Sometimes I just worry. He blows a thick cloud of smoke in my face, and I nearly have a coughing fit. I'm not some charity case. Wasn't saying you were one. He taps his cigarette, letting glowing ash fall on the wet pavement. The rain slowed down to a very soft drizzle, making the scenery only marginally less depressing as people pack away their umbrellas. Mind if I tell you a story? It depends. He quickly shakes his head. This one's family friendly, I promise. Sure it is. Long time ago, right here, on a night just like this, I was working a graveyard shift. Weekend after Pride. Everyone was still sleeping off their hangovers. Nothing to do, no one to see. When in walks this college kid. I'd seen him pass the place a couple times, but he never came in before. After some prodding, he told me he was gay. He scared as shite to tell his parents. So I was the first person he talked to about it. Can you believe that? A complete stranger. You know what I said? That I wouldn't leave the room. And that I'd have a place to belong to, no matter what. I don't mean to sound like a greeting card here, but we need other folks to survive, Alex. Ain't no one gonna be better off if you keep bottling things up. I exhale. I'm just scared, I guess. Yeah? You heard, Lou. We're dinosaurs. I'm almost 30, and I've been working the same job since I finished high school. You've got this place to be proud of. I got nothing. So yeah, I'm scared. What if I never amount to anything? I suck my teeth, trying to keep myself from tearing up. My vision blurs all the same. It's the rain, or so I tell myself. I think it's okay not to have figured things out yet, Al. In personal opinion. You look at everyone else and think they all have their baggage neatly packed away, but truth is, we're all still mucking about trying to deal with things as best we can. He gestures to the crowd. Every single one of them. There's never any shame in not knowing who you are yet. Especially in your bloody 20s. A few feet away from us, a large white moth shrugs off the water still clinging to his coat. He looks at his watch before flapping his shimmering wings and taking flight, just like that. He hovers above the ground for a few moments before taking off into the night as fast as they can carry him. My eyes follow him as he drifts above the crowd, and eventually above the buildings themselves. Before long, he's just a dot in the sky. I clench my teeth. It's such a common sight here, but it fills me with awe every single time. Awe and envy. I take a deep breath, trying my best to shake off the insecurity, and sling my messenger bag over my shoulder. I could use a cigarette right now. I'm heading out. Hey, have a safe trip home, you hear? I don't want to hear about you getting mugged on the news. I've been here how many times now? That don't make this city any less dangerous at night. Fine. I'll text you when I get there. And I'm sorry about the anniversary thing. Really wish I could make it. Tell you what. You help me clean the hen up sometime and it's water under the bridge. I know we ain't got the volunteer position open no more. But I'd love to have you working behind the bar again sometime. Like the good old days. Of course, I mean, when you have time. When I have... yeah. A big glob of rainwater drips down onto my neck as I step out from under the awning. It's freezing cold, and the sound that escapes my muzzle as it seeps down my back is less than flattering. Willem laughs and tosses what's left of his cigarette on the wet pavement, stomping it out. Have a good one, Alex. I mumble a bye myself, pulling up my hood and walking off into the night. Yeah, I think I'll stick with my like 30-ish minute sessions. So I'll call that an episode 1, take a break, and then probably record episode 2 in like 10 minutes. Not that it matters to whoever's listening. Thanks for listening. Bye.